started. Let me link the town hall question. Dun 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 dun.
What do I have 5 mentions? Did you ping us 5 times, Oscar?
What?
Did you ping us 5 times? Oh.
I pinged the developers. I did at boarding pass for everybody.
And then they pinged me because you're pinging them.
Yeah, I'm being reported. Okay, so we will get this show on the road. Okay. First question from Tobias. He wants to know if we can preview the new EMS and PD tablet. So yeah, we are getting a new tablet. And it does come with a brand new MDT and an EMS MDT and whatever MDT. So I still talk about all the questions, Nation. Because I'm sorry, Meg, have you started the recording? Thank you. Anyways, the people who will get to preview that will have an opportunity to preview that. So it's pretty cool. Looks neat. So that's all we can say to that. Housing vacancies. I know this was also answered, but we are going to look into a tax system in the future. It is not a 2.5 thing, and it's not going to be an economy thing. It's just going to be something that ensures people are active enough who have houses. Okay. That's what it's going to be. Like, I'm not going to charge you like an asset tax and shit like that. You're going to get, it's going to be a very low amount that just ensures that you're active on Wildfire and that you should have the property. So that'll come way later when we run into that problem again. Not something for 2.5, but that's kind of our answer to that, if that makes sense. Okay, so Freddie talks about the current vehicle prices, and so all of the cars are still in the process of being retuned. We had the community poll several weeks back talking about do you guys want the vehicles to be kind of down tuned to where they go slower? Everybody voted that was a yes on the vote. So the vehicles are all being retuned to be slower, where I don't know what the exact top speed is going to be. Curtis, I'm sure you can provide a little bit of insight on the kind of target top speed.
Target top speed is 140 max. Okay, super max.
Okay, so with that being said, the car prices are not necessarily based. So the vehicle price differences between car 1, car 2 is based on that car's performance, but the vehicle prices are based on the economic flow and economic needs of the city. So just because the cars are getting down tuned doesn't mean they're going to be cheaper, because the price matches the economy, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not changing how you earn money, so I'm not changing how expensive cars are going to be, if that makes sense.
Oh, if I would say one thing, the only thing we didn't do, some of the car prices in luxury were higher than they should be because those cars, we didn't get a chance to tune them yet, so they weren't matching. But like I said, everything's getting reworked, so it should match.
Yeah, in Melon, to finish that, once we get the cars tuned correctly, I think that it is in the plan to go through and reprice things accordingly.
Yes.
Curtis, yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's for sure. I just kind of wanted to address both things. Also, to touch base back on the housing and vacancies again, Banks, it's not going to be a mortgage. Like I was talking about, I think the number I threw around was like 1,000 in city cash every like 2 weeks, just to make sure if you own property, you're active, so that we don't run into an issue of people are having houses and they no longer fly in. So it's not going to be like a real mortgage. It's just more of an activity check. I mean, if you can't make $1,000 in 2 weeks in Wildfire, we have serious, like you are actively not trying to make money. Okay. Anyways, I addressed this, but I'm going to talk about it. The 2.5 update will not have will not be any wipes. No, like zero, none. You're not losing anything. Okay. We're changing a lot. Like a lot is changing, and I'm going to talk about the things that are changing at the end of this. Yes, a lot is changing. However, we are going through extreme lengths and making long strides to ensure that even though things are changing, the data, your character's information is going to carry over. Now, some of the things that are changing are reworks of systems. So your exact information is not going to carry over, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to think of like a good example. If you didn't know, one of the things that are changing is the ability to corner sell drugs. So drug selling is changing. Okay. We went over it time and time again. Our current system of drug selling is just too confusing for people. And because it's too confusing, the people that have figured it out, quite frankly, are making too much money too quickly. And then the people that have not figured it out aren't selling drugs because it doesn't make sense to them. There's not enough money involved in it. So because there's that gap, that we have some people that are basically just outright refusing to corner sell because they don't see the value, because they can't figure out and understand the system. And then on the high end, people who have figured it out are making in excess of 400K in like a day. So there's no middle ground that we've been able to find. So we are replacing the drug selling system. Hang on, I have a crying cat somewhere. Okay, anyways. Yeah, I don't know. I have a crying cat somewhere. Anyways, so the corner selling is changing. I'll go ahead and let you know what it's changing to, because I don't, it is what it is. If you've ever played Schedule 1, sorry, Nation. If you've ever played Schedule 1, that's what we're switching to. So, with that being said, because it's such a different way of selling, I can't guarantee that your XP from the current system is going to completely carry over, right? Now, we're going to do things to make it better. We're going to have, increased XP at the first release of 2.5, et cetera, and then will help. But that's kind of what I mean. We're reworking one system so incredibly much to a new one that the XP carryover is not the same. So if that kind of makes sense on, yes, some things you will have to kind of restart on, but it's because it's just so different. Yeah. So, but also, Curtis, I'm gonna DM you real quick. Hang on.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. So it's not so it's not a surprise.
Yeah. Lamar, it's going to be, well, it's like, so corner selling in the old system was just a grind, right? You had to grind certain things to sell certain things. The way the XP is on the new system is not, it's not the same. So you don't need the same grind. That's basically how I can describe it. The other big thing that has changed, well, I'll talk about that when I change. Okay. Gang tablet change. Melon, respectfully, I'm not going to read all this. Who's making my cat cry? Who's crying? Is it Freya? She wants pets. Oh, yeah. Rub her belly. I'm sorry. The cat was crying outside the door. She wants belly rubs. Anyways, yeah, I can't read all of that, but here's what I can say after being given a summary, okay? There is so much changing on the crafting front, and there's so much changing on the crime front that I think it completely makes sense for us to rework some of the gang missions. So we will look into that. However, I cannot cater. I have to cater to groups of essentially a medium size. Because if I make it to where the small groups can zoom through it, then what do you think is going to happen to the larger groups? So we're going to try and kind of split the diff in that, and kind of just relook at the whole tablet in of itself, if that makes sense, because we're going to have to change it anyway to match the new crime and crafting structure, if that makes sense. But I'm not resetting the gang tablet. Actually, I'm not going to promise that. We may look into doing that if we change enough of it. So, yeah, I guess that's kind of what I can say there. No, that's fine. That's totally understandable. Who you gonna crash out on though? That's what matters. Absolutely clean. Yes. Anything that we just decide that we're gonna restart and reset, it's gonna be
as she should.
Will give a boost to the XP on that. Can we have a fun little event night? Yes, Faye, reach out to one of my admins and let's plan something. Simple answer on that one is reach out to one of the admins, reach out to a community admin specifically.
I would say,
and then
on it, and then
make it even better. Make a ticket on something, and we can do like I don't mind doing something to make it fun. So, yeah.
Is she even here?
I don't know. Can someone from the mob tell Faye to make a ticket?
Melon or James can tell her. It's fine.
Tony, you wouldn't even know what to do with the admin panel for a day. It would take you a day to figure it out.
You gave him too much credit.
Not me kidding.
Bug spitting facts. Okay. Sealable boxes for mail. Theo, I'll let you answer this one. The XPS has been your show.
I'm not going to say it will or will not be a thing, but I can tell you that it won't be behind a business if it is. That's all I can say about it. I don't know. It can be a good thing if it's done right, but we have to really talk about it. Right now, it's probably not going to be a thing.
Okay. Grim, I've got to read yours. Patty McFlanagan deleted your message about people saying yes. I guess we're gonna just ignore that. If Patty McFlanagan is here. Okay, we're gonna ignore that. Okay, hang on. The manager peeps, can y'all peep into the exec chat?
Yeah.
Okay, so while they answer that question for me, I'm going to talk about some of the 2.5 things coming out because they are a little bit on the bigger side. Hugh, whenever, dude, I am so ready to have a Wildfire D&D night. You have no idea. Okay, so with 2.5, we have already, like, you guys already know it's going to be a big crime rework, right? But it's a little bit more than that. So one of the big things that we are doing is a complete front end update. Okay, we've updated the hardware to a better hardware, but we've updated our core files, and that was probably the biggest kind of thing that we've done. Is we have been operating on a brain that was fucking 4 years old, and we just couldn't update that brain because we had made so many changes. Well, we've gone ahead and we've updated the brain. Okay, so we have the most recent updated brain. We're going to be running on the most recent game build. I'll explain what that's going to do for us here in a moment too. So with all of those updates coming, Wildfire should feel better, you know. We're going to be addressing more optimization things as we move forward, and we're going to look at all things concerning textures. But one of the big things that has been just Wildfire's Achilles heel has been vehicles. That's been, you know, mechanics and saving vehicle parts and shit sticking has just been our Achilles heel. If you've been here long enough, you know that we've gone through fucking every mechanic system that you can possibly think of. And this one is working, but we had to identify where the scuff was, and we identified it into the garage system. So we are with 2.5, there will be a new garage system. What this means that during 2.5, all of your cars are going to get moved into Alta. As correct, devs? Correct me if I'm dumb, but I believe all vehicles are getting moved to Alta. All the garages are there, but all your cars will be at Alta. Now, there is one feature that is going to be lost with this new garage, and that is shared keys. You will no longer be able to have shared keys. Now, instead, you will be able to have shared garages through the housing seal. So if you have access to somebody's house, you have access to that garage. Okay. But shared keys are gone completely. So they're just is what it is. That was a feature that our garage system had, but that garage system was to shit. So the garage script that we have going to is the same as our mechanic. So we also use the same system for handling. So now all of the cars are under the same roof. Enron, that's still, man, and I hate saying this every town hall. I need a used car dealership, but we need two things for that. Development time to do it and somebody who has a good, clean track record in city in terms of like, have you been in tickets a lot? And somebody who's not a gang member that can come up and run. But the first thing is fucking development time to create it. Security alert. Okay. The problem is if we do that, it takes away from used car. Post 2.5, I'll start. We will make a used car dealership within the priority deck. Post 2.5, if that makes sense. Let's get through 2.5. Let the devs take a break, breathe, then we'll revisit it. But I do know it's a want and a need. I'm well aware. Okay, hang on, let me read this. Did y'all answer my question? Yep. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. You don't understand why it's such a sticking point for the used car dealership. The thing is, we've had enough interest into it for me to not say no ever to it. But if we have just simple player-to-player car transfers like we kind of did in the past, it would kind of make a used car dealership nil and void. Now, maybe it's something that we can look into, just allowing player-to-player sales until we get a used car dealership and then remove player-to-player sales after we get the used car dealership. Maybe I can see that, but that's a maybe. Okay. Now the other thing that I wanted to kind of talk about, we're in the middle, I guess, approaching the last quarter of 2025. I have had enough people DM me privately asking what are my thoughts and where do I see WYLDFIRE going with GTA coming out, with GTA 6 coming out. Now, here is the I guess answer to that. GTA 6 roleplay will not come out more than likely for the next 3 years. Like, let's be real about it. GTA 6 is not going to come out until 2026. They're going to have a 1-year delay. That's if GTA 6 comes out in 2026. It won't come to PC until 2027. And then they're more than likely going to have about a year of farming their shark cards until they allow 6M. I mean, it'll come to PC. They're not, because Rockstar owns FiveM now. They own CFX. So they're not going to deny that market. We will have a 6M, right? But they're going to milk their shark cards for a year on PC first. I mean, that's how it was with FiveM. FiveM, it took FiveM about a year of GTA to come out. So you've got 2 years once GTA 6 comes out. Now, what does that mean for us? We are seeing a trend that FiveM is on the decline. Like, let's just be honest with ourselves. overall FiveM is losing player base slowly but surely, and that's because hell, the game's very outdated for one, and for two, FiveM has kind of reached peak for what you can do and how much you can change the game developmentally, which is why a lot of the cities that see the most success, other than like NoPixel and Prodigy and the cities that have massive bankrolls, but the cities that see the success are the cities that are themed. They have a base identity, and then that's their theme. So with that being said, we do want WYLDFIRE to have an identity. Right now we don't have one. Right now, WYLDFIRE is just come here and live your second life. So what I've been speaking to on the staff on is giving WYLDFIRE its own story, its identity. What about WYLDFIRE is making your character be here? What's going on with the city of WYLDFIRE that is kind of like why you're here, if that makes sense. So we're going to be theory crafting as a staff team, and I want some of our more, I guess, better role players to be involved in it too, so that we can truly create a story on why 2.5 is happening. Let's create a story on why WYLDFIRE is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I think that'll help us in the long run, just so we can have some form of identity. I'm not saying that we're going to be, we all know of those cities that are themed to a certain decade, or are themed to a certain crime syndicate, or are themed more towards a fantasy-esque thing. That's not what we're going to do, but we can have an identity for the city. And I think that'll help us transition to 6M when it does come out. It may also help us. One of the things that have always wanted to do with WYLDFIRE was host more titles. Like I don't want WYLDFIRE stricken to just GTA 5. I would love for WYLDFIRE to be able to branch out into other titles. And I think that if we can give ourselves an identity about what we do, then that identity could potentially transfer to other titles. No. And I'm not saying that it should be something that people should follow / go along, or go along with it. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is that if there is a group, like if we do create a story for WYLDFIRE, then kind of like it's lore. We need to create the lore for the city, and we can use the 2.5, almost 3 years of previous events to help create that lore, right? But it needs its identity. It needs its its soul. I mean, some people like it, some people won't. So, that's all I've really got on this. Oh, I guess the question, I have a ginger beard. I guess the big question is 2.5 win, right? I'm always scared to give dates. Like, I hate giving an exact date. So I'm going to add the word tentative to this, but our target goal, and this goal is something that the developers who are working on the project have said that they feel confident in this goal is going to be, drum roll, September the 19th. So roughly 2 weeks. So that is the target / our expected release date for Wildfire 2.5. I know, that's why he's getting all his shit done before he goes on vacation. Harlow, we know this. He is stinky. Well, what's great is I'm actually going on vacation the week after. So that's why I've said a 19 date, because if it's not released by the 19th, it's not going to come out till the 3rd of October. But we've been having our meetings, so the 19th is still a good looking goal. Most development projects are going to be wrapped up by the middle of next week to just have nothing but economy testing. So yeah, I think I want to thank everybody for being patient here. I know that it's been a weird last month-ish. I did, announce 2.5 early, earlier than what was, expected, but I did that because of what was going on at the time, and also, it's kind of easy to tell when the city's mass population needs a break. It's very easy to see when people get to a certain boiling point. So. And yes, I do. I definitely hate how many vacations Bug takes. It is insanity. I just don't see how I take maybe one vacation a year. So. And most of the time I take days off work. It's just so that I can catch up on Wildfire. Actually, I'm gonna throw Bug under the biggest bus on the planet. We have finally come to an agreement on having a form of boosting in city. I know that you guys have been wanting boosting. Boosting is gonna make a peak. It's gonna be tied in with the way that we're gonna do Chop Shop. So boosting is gonna be, there won't be any S, A, B, C, D boost, because that's the way that you guys absolutely cringed on the cops, because there was a lot of people, I'm not going to call anybody out, but there was a lot of people that would straight up bitch at the cops saying, why are you responding to this? It's a D boost. And it was just dog shit roleplay. So our form of boosting will not have classes. That's what it's going to be, Clean. It's going to be a custom chop shop / boosting system. However, the person creating that system is Bug. So if it does not come out for 2.5, it is 100% Bug's fault. He did. He was right. He was waiting for me to say it. Oh, that's funny. That's good fun. All right. I don't really want to talk about what all is coming out in 2.5. I mean, I mentioned the drug selling, the cartooning you guys already know about, but I don't want to really talk about, I don't know. Fuck. Theo, should we mention the crafting changes?
I mean, there's gonna be changes to it. Just know that. We're still working on some details, but
I mean, should we
There's gonna be a lot of less crafting for sure.
Yeah, just crafting's going to see a dramatic overhaul. We'll say that. Don't be coming into Wildfire expecting to play Minecraft, is what I'll say. And Melon, that's kind of why we're gonna need to. What's going on with Kyle? It's become my ugly stepchild at this point. But we do have plans for Kyle for 2.5. Correct, clean. Yeah, I would say the biggest crafting, I guess, preview leak I can give you is that no more Minecraft. It's fucked. I'll let the devs answer that question, Smith. So the Kyle answer is Melon. We are doing something with Kyle for 2.5, but it's like I said, it's becoming a little bit of an ugly stepchild as of right now. So, all right, this has been a more to the point town hall. I don't want to keep anybody longer than what I have to. Does anyone have any 2.5 or community related questions? Oh, actually, sorry. Still post your questions. Change logs. We are, and I'll just get you guys' opinion on this. I would like to move change logs off of Discord and move them onto the website so they can be formatted a little bit better, tracked better, organized better. It will require you to click a button. So when we post that there's a change log in the announcement, fucking Trello. Are you talking to me about Trello? What the fuck? Anyways, when you view we'll have the announcement saying, hey, there's a new change log. You click on the button, it'll take you to the website. And no, Trello can die and burn in a hole. I fucking hate Trello. Hate everything. Kanban boards are the worst. Despise them. Yeah, what do you mean, Christian? Sorry. Let me keep up.
No planned date right now, Tobias.
No planned date on what?
When they can work on it, they can like preview the NBT.
Oh, yes, correct. Thank you. The schedule for when they're posted. Oh, how we want to. Yeah, we're gonna. So this was actually kind of this was Lucy going into mom mode and yelling at everybody. And Lucy actually doesn't know what I'm about to say yet either. So the change logs are going to be posted weekly, no matter their size. Some may be big, some may be small. But kind of the problem that we ran into is that we would have something like we would have a change log and it would only be like 5 or 6 things. So then we would wait and let the change log build up for 2 to 3 weeks, and then it just becomes a jumbled mess. So more frequent change logs that will be more explained. They just might be smaller updates, if that makes sense. I know Lamar, you pinged something. So Lamar,
have a zombie apocalypse for Halloween, and I think has.
So yes, but I don't want it. So we had this thought about getting the EMS involved. So maybe for Halloween, instead of it being zombies, maybe it could be like NPCs that are on bath salts, and then out of nowhere now there's a plague infecting all of the people, and now there needs to be a massive community blood drive, and maybe you need to donate some organs and blah 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 to the EMS so that they can come up with a plague cure. See, that sounds more fun. Oh, I will say this too. If you have done human harvesting in the past, the entire AD of human harvesting is changing. So it is no longer attached to hunting. Everything about human harvesting is changing. It's its own thing now. It's way cooler, clean. Way cooler. Way more fun. Yeah, it's not just ganking fucking peds and then harvesting. Like, there's so much to it now. It's a whole thing. It's way more fun. Oh, yes. Okay. Hugh, I want corruption back. So we'll talk. And Hugh, that's actually a good point. Well, let me ask Curtis if I.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not? Fuck it. Everybody's here. The most recent EMS chief, Mac. She's amazing. She's incredible. We love her. She has had to step down, do some real life issues. We'll leave it at that. So EMS is without a chief. If you're here from the EMS department, you know that EMS within Wildfire has been just a mess from day one. The amount of chiefs that we've had to go through. There are some people that we already have in mind for chief, but I do want to make it fair. So, do we have that application on the website? I believe it's RP Leadership.
I think so.
Cryption, can you make the RP Leadership application visible, please? Thank you, sir. All I'm going to say to that, Tobias and everybody saying Melody, we have someone in mind that we're going to reach out to specifically for chief, as long as that person applies for the position. So I'll leave it at that, but it's only fair that everybody gets an opportunity to apply for the position. So we're going to be posting and releasing the RP Leadership application, and that'll be what you apply for the EMS lead for. Last big thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to let you guys go for the night. We've been posting this weekly kind of update about what's been going on in tickets. Now, I do not want myself or the staff team to have to be getting into a situation where we have to hold people's hands and railroad any type of roleplay. There was just way too much of that in 1.0, way too much in 1.0. There's definitely been less in 2, but it's still. I'm going to say this is roleplay. Not all roleplay is going to be happy. Not all roleplay is going to be laughter. Not all roleplay is going to be nice. Some roleplay is sad. Sometimes it's a little frightening. Sometimes it's intense. That's a part of the role play. So if there are things that are happening to you, thank you, Cryption. Thank you. If there are things that are happening to you in city, go with it, you know? If you, kind of what Adaria even said, like sometimes you get shot, sometimes you get kidnapped, you know? Yeah, people are going to ask, hey, this scene, I would like to do some torture RP. Are you okay with it? I'm not saying be okay with it. If you are okay with it, let it go. If you're not okay with it and they torture you anyway, make a ticket. I'll say that. But go with the flow as much as possible. Please stop bringing up, I don't want to hear ever again in city, oh, this is why people don't fly in. That's a banned phrase. Role play. Be okay with getting shot. Be okay with getting kidnapped. Be okay with that intense level of RP. Like you have to, or it's going to create an issue that Wildfire can never grow. One of the we're about to start the conversation between me, Lucy, and Meg. We're going to update our whitelist application to better reflect better roleplay. So you guys, if you get like, if you're a cop, you're gonna get shot at. Just is what it is. There's nothing there is no way yes, we've preached over and over and over again to roleplay, but if you're a cop, you're gonna get shot. It comes with the territory. It's gonna happen. But please, RP out. Like there was one of the last times I played, Tyler was chasing me and I started swerving uncontrollably, like all over the road. And then I pulled off into the grass, got out of my car, held my hands up, and started screaming through the microphone that I'm being attacked by bees. I just ran around uncontrollably, seeing that I was being attacked by bees. And yeah, it's a movie scene, but it was funny. It was hilarious. And guess what? I didn't go to jail. Yeah, it was like, you gotta create scenes out of everything. Any intense situation, you have to create scenes. So please just go with it. We're like, a lot of tickets that have been open in the past week, we are starting to just close to say, hey, this isn't a direct by definition rule break. Go with the flow. And try to turn things around on your own. Keep things in the city as much as possible.
I do got one thing to mention when you're done with that.
Yeah, come on with it.
The devs did a great job. Sorry, I don't know which one in particular. The new Wildfire import, the website looks great. Lev did it. To help the nation, I'm going to post a link so you can see the cars grouped by manufacturers, and it links you to the key that you need for it. It will be updated as we get new imports in. Looks really clean.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, it's really nice. They did a great job on it.
Nice, very nice.
Speaking of that, with imports, we are updating the game build. So there's a bunch of there's going to be a few cars that are in the current GTA that are going to make their way into the PDM on 2.5. So the PDM will have an update on 2.5. And then I'm going to talk to Curtis to see about what kind of imports we want to release for 2.5, if we want to. But there will be new cars added to PDM, and that's just based on the game the game update. There's a new import website. See, can we change that? I'm sorry. Can we change that? Publicly viewable? Yes. Make sure nobody can type. People who are whitelisted through the website, they can respond. Thank you so much. What exchange, Lamar?
Oh, the one you were talking about. Remember the mileage thing that we never finished talking about? If you drove a little, if you drove your import less than a certain amount of miles, you could trade it for a lesser key. We never ironed that out.
Yeah, it will. So yes. Okay. So Bug, do you want to come up here and explain how you're going to do that? Oh my god, hi Bug.
Oh my god, hi. Hello chat. Hi guys. Hi Arlo, Hayden Rivers. Hi Tony. Hi Lamar. Okay. So I think how this is gonna happen, it could change. But inside your car you have mileages. We'll come up with a number. You don't get these miles fast. But like maybe it'll be like 100. You'll turn in the car. It'll give you a key back, but the car will go back into circulation. So you can put, for example, if you have the Jester MK4, you don't like it, you don't like how many customizations it has, you can't decide. You can return it, and if the stock is 0 inside the store, it can be enjoyed by another person. I will have to think about like refunding upgrades and stuff. I feel like if you're at the point where you upgrade one of your cars, you probably don't want to return it. So we'll look at upgrades and stuff. But you'll definitely be able to make cosmetic changes, and like you can upgrade the car. I just don't know if it'll be returned on. But you'll definitely get the key back, so you guys can buy a new car.
Yeah, it's not. So the miles is going to be low enough to make sure it's a trial thing. Like it's not you. It's kind of like Steam refunds, right? You have 2 hours of gameplay within 2 weeks before you can refund a game. So we'll probably do something very similar. Like you should know pretty quickly whether you like the car or not. Do. Gotcha. Right on.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have anything else? Bug, do you have anything else that you want to talk about? Is boosting going to be making it in by the 19th, Bug?
Yeah, probably. Depends on how it does in the testing. If everything breaks,
Hayden said he's lying.
I'm not lying.
Question for Wesker. Any updates on gang apps opening? That's not a Wesky question.
It's a Sammy question.
That's a Sammy question.
Sammy Jones, hello. It was answered for after 2.5, more than likely. Sammy's having microphone issues, I guess.
We did discuss a new drug system.
A new drug selling system. Drug selling system.
We did
selling. Very important that we had the selling part.
Selling part, yes.
Gathering and manufacturing of drugs shall not change. I'll just tell you, because I already leaked it. Harley, Schedule 1 for drug selling.
Curtis, do you want to answer Tobias's question?
What was the question?
if I was to recommend one that I personally know I would enjoy, how would I go about that in regards to inverts? Would it just be suggestion or would a ticket be better?
Do a ticket so the devs can see the poly count, see if it's lore friendly, and see if you can put it in the city. Yeah. We normally don't just take suggestions, but we'll look at it. And I'm not going to say no off the rip. So yeah, open ticket.
Corruption. Check your DMs. God, I want fucking Envision power so bad. You're a skill issue. You want me to leak something? What can we leak? Devs, what's very leakable?
He's leak everything right now. There we go.
Yeah, we can leak the fact that I can't even fucking post. I think there's something that we can potentially leak. Hang on, I got you, Dill.
Lamar, you can have any keys to my cars. You got it. When we come back, I'll buy you your Buffalo.
Hello. I'm trying to find this leak. Bear with me here. Bear with me. It's actually something that I've already leaked in Campfire chat. That's why I'm not worried about leaking it again, but I'm gonna leak a little bit more of it. I heard, Bubba. I'm almost found it. Sorry, chat. I've got to find the leak. Then I actually got to create the leak. So give me a second. Like I said, it's something that I've already leaked in Campfire chat. Okay, let me do this button. I think how do I make a GIF here? Capture, screen recording GIF. Okay. And then, okay, let's hit this button. Sorry, I'm having town hall already. Cool. Y'all, clean, stop it. City's not wiping. Dude, what the fuck? Sorry, chat, I'm trying. Okay, here you go. There you go. There's your leak. Yeah, see, it's something I've already leaked. Is the GIF actually playing? It is a GIF. Is the GIF actually playing? I hope the GIF is playing. Okay, cool. That's what we're talking about. Crafting scene and overhaul. that's kind of what we had mentioned. Okay, this has been our 1 hour of Town Hall. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Dilla, I hope you enjoyed the small leak I gave. 2.5 is going to be pretty fucking cool. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you weren't here, like I said, our target goal for 2.5 is September the 19th, which is roughly 2 weeks. Technically less than 2 weeks away because today's the 6th. So you've got 2 more Fridays to go.